I honestly can't believe Q1 of 2025 is already over, which means it's time for me to do my very first best laptops of 2025 so far. Every quarter, I update you on my top picks on laptops that I've tested and reviewed. Now, none of these are in specific order, okay? And I want to start off with the LG Grand Pro 16 because they were kind enough to send this out and partner on this part of the video. But LG keeps doing what they do well, releasing a laptop that's insanely light, around 1,200 grams, with a massive display. And the best part about it this year, because they're using an Intel Lunar Lake CPU, you have insane battery life, like over 15 hours of use before needing to charge. They paired this with a QHD Plus display that runs at 144 Hz, which is higher than most other thin and light laptops that only run around 120 Hz. You have up to 32 gigabytes of RAM, an Intel Core Ultra 9, and you have these new AI features that they're releasing for their customers. Now, it's called GramChat, and it's a hybrid AI system which combines on-device AI for local data processing with cloud AI using GPT-4o. On-device will deal with things like searching your computer, time travel, summarizing, and changing settings in the operating system. But if you need to do anything more intensive, it will go to the cloud. I also really like LG Gram's Link 2.0. It's a great way to keep your phone connected to your LG Grand Pro 16. You can receive notifications directly on your laptop, use the phone as a camera or even the speakers. You can transfer files back and forth along with photos, and you can even use the phone as a monitor or mirror your phone directly on your laptop. You can even copy text back and forth. All around, a great light laptop to carry. If you're interested in checking it out, I'll place a link down below. Second up is the Asus Flow Z13, and this is using an AMD Ryzen AI Max Plus 395 processor. Now, this is an APU, and one of the most powerful APUs you can buy today. In fact, the 8060S graphics chip is just as powerful as a dedicated RTX 4060. Not only do you get good gaming performance, you just get a lot better power efficiency. Like, you can actually game on this a bit longer on the battery than most gaming laptops with a dedicated GPU. On top of all this, you have unified memory, which allows you to allocate some of that RAM as VRAM, which opens up the opportunity to use some larger local language models. The display is fantastic. It's 13 inches, 180 Hz refresh rate. It has a detachable keyboard and an adjustable metal kickstand. Now, it is expensive. It's not for everybody, but if you've always wanted something like this thing absolutely nails it. Third up is the MacBook Air 13. For $999, you get 16 gigabytes of RAM and a paltry 256 SSD. Now, if you're okay using the cloud and carrying external drives, for that price point, it's a great computer. Now, this year they didn't update a lot. There's a new sky blue color, and they updated the webcam to be just as good as the one on the MacBook Pro, so you have center stage. But I think the biggest update is obviously the price drop. It's now $999, which is great. If you're buying the base model, definitely go for it. It's a solid computer, but if you're upgrading the storage to 1 terabyte, I would take a look at the M3 MacBook Pro 14 because in some instances it's actually faster because it's not passively cooled. Like, it actually has a cooler inside of it. Plus, you just get a way better display, more ports, better battery life, and more speakers that just sound better. Now, I've only tested a few 50 series laptops so far, but hands down, the Razer Blade 16 is my favorite one by far. Not only did they thin out the design this year, you still have the same amount of ports and an SD card slot. It also happens to be a little bit lighter and offers an RTX 5090. On top of all this, they finally fixed the keyboard. Like, it's just so much more comfortable to type on. But what makes this stand out compared to every other thin laptop at this kind of price point is the dual TGP. Most of the time, the TGP is 155 watts, which is not full laptop RTX 5090 performance, but if you buy the Razer laptop cooler, it unlocks the TGP to 175 watts. So on the go, you use 155, but when you're at your desk, you have the full 175. And this way you don't have to buy like a big clunky gaming laptop when this guy can do it all. Next up is the Lenovo Slim 9i. This is one of the most beautiful laptops on the market. And I'm not recommending you buy it. I'm just putting it on the list because it's something different. Like, if you work in a corporate setting and you have the opportunity to get one for yourself, why not? But I don't suggest buying it for your own personal use. Like, as a regular consumer, I'd probably stick to the Yoga Slim 7i. You get most of the stuff at a lower price point. But if you do have the opportunity to buy the 9i, you just get this beautiful product, like this glass lid. this color that just looks different from everything else. A gorgeous 4K OLED display, 120 Hz refresh rate with a peak brightness of 750 nits. You pair that with the Lunar Lake processor, not only do you get good battery life, but you also get good integrated GPU performance. Last but not least is the Lenovo IdeaPad Pro 5, and this is using Intel's Arrow Lake CPUs. I feel like this is a good bang for your buck, high performance CPU-based laptop. Like, you're not gonna get a dedicated GPU, but the integrated GPU inside of it is really, really good. The CPU performance is incredible. The battery life will be decent, but not as good as a Lunar Lake processor, but good enough if you want that extra performance. It's more affordable, the price is right, the keyboard's good, the display is good, it's OLED, you have enough ports. I just think it's a good everyday computer. Now, these are the laptops I've used so far in 2025. I will be showcasing a ton of NVIDIA RTX 50 laptops coming up in the next few weeks, so make sure to subscribe for that. But also, links to every laptop in this video will be in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one.